Hey there, comic book fans. I am back from the comic shop again this week, and I got 5 new comics. But first, we'd show you the freebie comic shop news that came out with. This is a Jim Lee cover. I don't know, not the Superman looks a little weirdly short there or something. Not my favorite Superman drawing or favorite Jim Lee drawing. Oh, there it is with the background in it. Superman 1000. I think this book's supposed to be a $25 hardcover. Yeah, I won't be getting it. And it's a fake 1000 anyway. If you can't buy issue 990 or no, if you can't buy issue 916 or whatever it was that they stopped off at, then you can't buy issue 1000. But that's just me. I don't like this fake new I wish they never started renumbering stuff, but now that we get fake new renumbers, it's just kind of like, eh. But I'll read about it in this. And our first book of the week is The Wicked and the Divine. Oh, this one actually says, I always call it The Wicked and the Divine, because that's the saying, but the logo actually says The Wicked plus the Divine. This is 1923 AD, one of the stories of the Wicked and the Divine from the past. And I didn't think I was going to get this one because I got my email from my comic shop this week of books that were coming in for me on my pull list, and this wasn't on it. I was like, did I forget to order that one? Oh well, maybe I have to have a reorder for me. But it was there, just wasn't... Just didn't make it onto my email, so I was glad to see it. This is a thick one, too. It's a $5 book, but it feels like a 40, if not 48 page packet. Oh, look, there's text in it. But I noticed a lot of times, if you look at let's see if we can get it in focus. The top corner there, and the bottom corner there are a little, that's not a ding. That's because when they make these thick comic books, I especially remember with Amazing Spider-Man 600, I think it was, or whatever it was, the paper doesn't fold right. So when they make these thick comic books and put it on the folding machine and fold it, the corners burst. I remember that whatever issue of Spider-Man that was, 600 or something, that was like, I don't know, 100 pages, but it was still saddle stitched like this. That's the staples. It like all the corners were burst on every issue. I was wondering how CGC or someone grades that. I mean, how can you get a 9/8 with a corner burst like that? I don't know. But it's probably on all of them because it's from the folding machine. But anyway, just a little thought for you on comic book grading and extra thick comics. And next we have The Walking Dead 176, a group of our the New World Order, 2 of 6, Kirkman, Adlard, Guadiano, Rathburn. A group made it to some faraway place where they have, supposedly they said, a whole lot of people living in a whole different system. And we're going to have to see what happens with them at this place. Give you a quick look inside. Once again, I question the double-page spreads in this book. Could there be a more boring double-page spread than that? I mean, one page is just random buildings. Not very... I love this book. I very much enjoy The Walking Dead. I think Adlard is a underrated artist in that he's cranked out all these issues monthly all these years, and it's really something to grind him out like that. And he's an excellent storyteller, but some of the worst double-page spreads consistently. They're just boring. But anyway, new issue of Walking Dead, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Double-page spread complaints aside. Now I got ourselves some Snot Girl. Number 9, The Weekend, Part 1. Our Leslie Hung, Brian Lee O'Malley, the story of our fashion blogger and her crazy life. This is one of these comics, a hard time describing. It's just, here's the, what's her called? Cute Girl? She's got, Snot Girl has nicknames for all her friends. And this, she's like a fashion blogger who's like 30 years old, but tries to look like a small child. And There's Snot Girl over there with Caroline, who's Cool Girl, her new friend who almost died. I like that outfit with stars on her boobs. But this one's it's just a fun slice of life book. Even if you have no interest in fashion blogging, like I have no interest in fashion blogging, it's still a fun book. Just she's a crazy person and crazy things happen to her. So check out Snot Girl sometime. And the next comic on our list continues the girls theme with Paper Girls, issue number 20. Brian K. Vaughan, Cliff Chang, Matt Wilson, Jared K. Fletcher. And, wraparound cover usually. And we continue our time-traveling Paper Girl story where the plot is so convoluted that I won't bother to describe it except to say there's two factions, both from the future, fighting over time travel, and our Paper Girls from the 1980s are caught in the middle. Right now they're in like 2001 or 2002 or 2000, somewhere in the early 2000s, but not our early 2000s because they got some crazy stuff in these early 2000s. I don't even know who that guy is. He must be somebody new. Or I don't remember. Some of our Paper Girls have traveled to the distant past, to the Stone Age. They've come back, all met up again in 2003, even though they're from the 80s. And one is even with her, the Paper Girl from the 80s is with herself from 2003, and it's zany time traveling fun. So check out Paper Girls sometime. And our final book of the week is Savage Dragon 231, Erik Larsen, The Sinister Sex Dolls. I'm almost afraid to flip through this one on camera because he's been doing nudity in these books, even without any characters named the Sinister Sex Dolls. So the women trapped in Dimension X have lost their clothes. Oh, Shark, I don't know who that is. But I always enjoy Savage Dragon. Whoop, little Sinister Sex going on there. It's there's Malcolm Dragon. He's the original Savage Dragon's son. He's the star of the book now. But this is a book. Erik Larsen's joy at making comic books comes through in each issue, and that's one of the reasons I really like this book, because he does whatever he wants with it, creates this whole big giant world, and characters come and go, and new ones come, and new characters. Like, I'm pretty sure this is the first time the Sinister Sex Dolls have showed up. So, and there's only one of them, so maybe there are more of them inside. We'll have to see. But been enjoying this one for a long, long time. Check out some Savage Dragon. Now we'll give you a little look at our background art, and this stuff is from the mid-90s, I think. This is before I dated everything with the foolishness of youth. These are gouache paintings. I think this is when I was learning to paint in gouache in the mid-90s, and like I said, when you're young, you remember all the dates. I think I graduated school when I was 21. I probably painted these when I was like 27 maybe. So, I only had 6, 7, 8 years worth of work to remember. When you have 28 years of work to remember, see, got nothing on the back. Didn't title it, didn't date it like I do now. When you have 20-something years of work to remember, you can't. So I wish I had dated. Like I said, I think these two. I think this is probably a later piece because the style is more consistent. Just a strange looking guy. Let's see, did I date the back of this one? Nope. This is all nice 300-pound watercolor paper. I've painted more gouache stuff. Not quite like any date on. No date on any of them. I didn't even sign them. But, yeah, this is when I was first learning to paint in gouache. I still do it a bit. Not quite like this anymore, but I found these in a box. Haven't looked at them in years. Good to see them. So you guys all have a good week out there.